Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Maya and today I'm going to be filming my first ever sketchbook tour. Woo! So honestly, I'm really excited to show you guys this sketchbook since it has been like a really long time since I've last finished a sketchbook. I actually did film one of these I think it was a couple months ago, but at that point I was only like halfway through the sketchbook and now I'm finally done. Okay, well that's actually a lie. I'm not going to talk about it. I just spoiled some of my sketchbook, but there are still some pages in the back that I have not finished. But we're just gonna pretend that it's finished, okay guys? Pretend like there's nothing. Pretend like you saw nothing. This is the front cover. It's pretty simple. I just drew sketchbook on here and then I painted this 4, and then these are some stickers. As you can see, they are literally freaking rainbow. Look how beautiful they are. It's of Hu Tao and Kazuha from Genshin Impact. I got them from Rin Spirit Art. She has a YouTube channel. I'll put it like somewhere up here on the screen. I love her art so much. Please go check her out. She is amazing. Yeah. So this is the first page. I put a sticky note up here because, you know, I have some personal information under there and some contact information just in case I were to lose the sketchbook, which I'm glad to tell you guys I did not in fact lose the sketchbook, so we are all good. I started the sketchbook on October 9th, 2023, so it has almost been like 2 years. This is of my OC, Thea. She's my favorite OC to draw. You will probably be seeing her a lot in this sketchbook. And by a lot, I mean like every page. I'm just kidding. Actually, you will see like a lot of my OCs in this sketchbook because I love drawing OCs, guys. Just a warning, it will be like 95% of my OCs in this sketchbook. Here's just a swatch page. You can see my real swatches over here. But I use this page as kind of a testing page for my markers because as you can see, sometimes the marker is like completely different from when I use it on my sketchbook, so I always just have to double check here. This is just a little chibi. For this page, I actually started the sketchbook during Inktober, so for this one, this like drawing up here, I made a comic strip based off the Inktober prompt Spicy. And then down here, these were some art goals that I made for myself in 2024 that it came back here and stuck in. I will tell you a secret, I did not accomplish any of these. I think I only accomplished like trying out different mediums, which is a little bit sad, but hopefully in my next sketchbook I'll be able to accomplish a lot more of my goals. So this was for the Inktober prompt Dagger. So this is actually an old OC that I made in middle school. Her name is Evelyn. I made her in Gacha Life. If I can find her like design, I'll put it up on screen, but she was supposed to be super good at throwing knives, which is why I chose to draw her for Dagger. But honestly, I really like how this page turned out, and I actually think her design is pretty cool, so I kind of want to draw her more often now that I'm thinking about it. This was for the Inktober prompt Angel and Demon, so I drew 2 of my OCs as an angel and as a demon. I actually really like how this page turned out too. Here, I'm gonna scooch the sketchbook over a bit, but this was supposed to be a Pinterest kind of girl. I love Pinterest, and here I was trying to do the realism version of this girl on Pinterest, but as you can see, I literally just stopped at the eyes because it was kind of creeping me out, and honestly, it really didn't look like her. And then here, this is a drawing my friend made for me for my birthday. I decided to just stick it in because I don't know if you can tell, but I actually like drew something underneath here, but I really hated how it turned out, so you know what? If you don't like your art, just cover it up. This is a clothing study, but with Christmas colors because it was December, which also coincides with the colors of my OC Thea, so you could also say that it's her. Or maybe I just don't want to say that it's her because I've drawn her way too many times. Anyways, this is a little comic strip I made of this game. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's called Lethal Company. It's pretty funny. It's a little like kind of like comedic horror game, but I just drew some like funny things that happened to me while I was playing this game. I don't really like this drawing that much, so we're not going to talk about it. And this is when 2024 finally rolled around. I decided to draw a couple of my OCs celebrating. Out of all these OCs that you see right now, I really only draw Thea, so I guess that says something about me. And for this page, I was trying to design another OC of mine. Honestly, his design is still a work in progress, so I have nothing really to say about him, but I do really like the color combination of the jacket. I will definitely be using it again because I love the shading. Here are just some random doodles. Also, if you notice, sometimes I tape together pages. I don't know why, I just do that sometimes. There's not really any reason, but This is of a girl from Pinterest. I really liked how her hair looked, but I did not do her hair justice. I'm so sorry. I completely messed it up. And then here was, I was trying to practice using pencil crayon for the first time, and then I just didn't really like how this one turned out, so I kind of wrote like down some stuff about like what I would do to improve. And then here I'm designing another OC of mine named Owen. I also really like how this page turned out. This page made me really realize how much I enjoy using watercolor, even though I don't do it very often. Okay, so here I was trying to practice realism since it is not something that I really do really often, and especially after that catastrophe that I did in the previous page, I decided I really need to practice. This is just a random doodle, and here is another doodle of my OC, Taya. So here I was just experimenting with like different colors I could use to color her hair, so I just kind of wrote them down here. And also, this is where my sketchbook is starting to fall apart. The camera's not focusing, but I don't know if you can tell. It wasn't like this before. I think only recently it started falling apart more. I try to like tape it together, but I don't really think that helped very much. Honestly, this has never really happened to me before, so I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do, but... So here I went to watch Mean Girls, the new musical that came out in 2024, so I just decided to stick the ticket in here. And honestly, the movie itself, I don't think it was that bad. The original was definitely much better than this Mean Girls in particular. Here I was trying to learn Spanish, so I just wrote down some notes, and then here is of my OC playing the guitar. I realized I really need to practice foreshortening after doing this. It's been like so long and I still don't know how to draw perspective. Nothing much on this page. So this page is also falling apart. This page started falling apart, I think, not long after I finished it, and let me show you. I don't know if you can tell, but it has completely detached from like the binding here, so as you can see, it has like completely kind of like detached from the back, whatever was holding it together. So I think like the only thing holding it together now is the string. So I'm gonna like try to avoid like keeping this page open long, so I'll kind of just quickly talk about this page. This was supposed to be a redraw of another page I did in a previous sketchbook. I also wanted to try doing a cluttered background. I don't know if you guys have seen those videos online, but I kind of got lazy, so I never finished it. Here's some more realism practice of just some eyes, and then this is just some corrections for a solo I did. So I used to do competitive dance. Here I was trying to practice expressions, except I actually don't really like how this page turned out either. I don't really think I did the expressions that justice, maybe except for sad, but honestly I just don't really like this page. And then here, this is another girl from Pinterest. I also don't really like that, as you can see, ew. Okay, so these were two Pinterest poses that I was trying to practice. And then on this page, I went to kind of like this local convention in my area, and they had this like scavenger hunt where if you visited all of these like different artists, you get a stamp, and then you could trade it in for some stickers, which I did, so I just decided to put it in my sketchbook. So this, as I said before, I used to be a competitive dancer, so this was an award that we got for one of our group dances. And this is the hip-hop costume, so in my studio there is a hip-hop group, which is like a style of dance. I wasn't in the hip-hop group, but I really wish I was because I loved the costume, so I decided to draw it in here. And then here is just some action, kind of like battle doodles that I wanted to do. This page is also starting to fall apart, so hopefully it doesn't get as bad as the previous pages, but we're just gonna cross our fingers. Some more kind of pose studies that I never finished, and this is some fan art. Finally, something that is not my OC's. This is Linny, and this is, I think, Arlecchino. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but they're from the new, I think it was the new Fontaine update, so I just decided to draw them. I really like how Arlecchino turned out, but Linny's okay. So I can't really show you anything that's on this page since it has some personal information on it, so I'm just going to cover it up. But this page is another drawing of my favorite OC, Taya. This is my favorite drawing in this whole sketchbook. I really liked how I used pencil crayon and how I did the coloring. I think especially for her hair, I just really like this piece overall in general. So here I was just practicing some side profiles. So that's a little Aranara from Genshin Impact. And this is a ticket when I went to watch the Inside Out 2 movie. This is of my OC Owen, which is the guy from before. Here I was trying to learn American Sign Language, so here's some just vocab terms that I learned. And then this was just some really quick expression practice. I don't really like how either of these turned out. I don't really know if I managed to like encapsulate the expressions, but here we are. Here I was trying to learn a perspective, so 1 point, 2 point, and 3 point perspective. Also, during this time, I took like a massive break from my sketchbook, so here, as you can see, I drew in 2024, and then this one was when I came back like in 2025 and started drawing again. So it's been like quite a while since I last drew in the sketchbook at this point. And then here, I don't really remember what this was supposed to be. I think I was trying to start something, but honestly, I don't even know what this is. Here I was just trying to get kind of back into drawing again after taking like a hiatus for such a long time, so I was just doing some pencil crayon sketches with my OCs Taya and Owen, and then here drawing Taya again because she is my favorite OC. Well, my favorite OC to draw at least, but I did this using watercolor, and honestly I really like how I did her hair. Usually I do her hair in braids, as you can see by this photo, but this time I decided to put her hair down, and honestly I really think I should draw her more often like this. It was super fun to do, and yeah. You might notice me popping in and out of voiceover. I didn't like how I recorded some of these, but this is my profile picture, and then here are just some random chibis. And for this one, I was trying to redraw like my very first ever digital art piece ever, but I hated how it turned out. I hated how the face turned out, so I just left it like this. Nothing much to say about it. A lot of the art kind of like after this page is mostly unfinished because at this point I don't want to say I gave up on the sketchbook, but I really just kind of wanted to like finish it. So a lot of the stuff you'll see after that is definitely not as good as the front half of the sketchbook back when I was really motivated. But this is a clothing study of a random clothes I found on Pinterest. I really liked the outfit and I thought it was cute. This was a redrawing of another one of my old art and old OC. I was trying to use marker again after a really long time, so I think the shading actually turned out pretty well on this. Here are just some random like kind of like planning out and like just doodles of some thumbnailing as well as some random cats. Because originally before I put these stickers on here, I actually wanted to draw a cat. So I was kind of figuring out like what type of cat I did, but I ended up just doing the stickers instead. Camera kind of stopped focusing, so I had to redo this, but so on this page I was just kind of trying to redraw all of my main OCs again. So this is Taya. This is the dude from before that I drew super long time ago. I'm gonna try to find him. This guy. So I was trying to redraw him again since I did like his design. This is my OC Vinay, which I haven't drawn her at all in the sketchbook. And then this was my OC Owen, which is, where is he? This dude. Then here I was trying to design another OC since I was kind of going through like my design OC phase. Honestly, after I did this, I really realized I totally forgot how to draw guys. I don't really like this page. And then here I decided to kind of switch my focus and try to design another one of my OCs. So here I was just kind of like testing out different colors. So you might see a video on this later on because I actually really like how I did her design. So that might happen. And then here is the last page of my sketchbook. The last official page, I would say, because technically it is not really the last page since I still have all these like blank pages left. But guys, I messed up so hard on this end page. So usually I like to make the front page and the back page kind of match in a way, so like similar. But I messed up so bad, especially on the face. And I don't know if you can see, but when I was doing the line art for this, I messed it up so hard, and honestly I just really hate this end page. I'm kind of disappointed in myself. I did really want to have a good end page, but I don't really want to go through like the pain of retrying it again. So that's the end page. Thanks for calling Sketchbook 4. Have a nice day. And yeah, that's kind of the end of this sketchbook. I still have a couple of blank pages left, but I'm not going to be filling them out. I will be using them for other stuff though, so don't worry. Yeah, so that's the end of my sketchbook tour video. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble about like all my drawings and stuff like that. I hope you enjoyed and found some art that you liked. If you were looking for inspiration, I hope that you found that too. Thank you so much for watching, and I actually want to film a video of me starting the next sketchbook, so look out for that. But yeah, see you!